Welcome back to Equity Mates. Ren, the last 12 months.
Well, no, this isn't the last 12 months. This is the last 2 years.
Okay, since the end of 2022.
Yeah.
So what we're about to do is have a look at some of the small tech companies that have recovered in incredible fashion.
This segment is called Well-Known Companies We Wish We Bought in 2022.
Damn it.
There was a passing reference a couple of episodes ago to we should do this segment because some of the rebounds have been pretty incredible.
Yeah.
And so we've done the work and we've had a look at some of those companies and we've got a top 5.
Yeah.
So for context, in the last 12 months, the ASX 200, Australia's top 200 companies, is up 7%. The S&P 500, America's biggest 500 companies, is up 26%.
Okay.
Both not
Pretty
bad.
decent.
Both not bad. Like, especially the S&P 500, you'd be happy with that. But like, just some of the movement. Temple and Webster, the furniture guys, 224%. Nvidia, 221%. Temple and Webster has outperformed Nvidia.
Say that again.
Temple and Webster has outperformed Nvidia.
It's an AI company though, bro.
So is Nvidia. Like, just rattle some names off. Groupon, 217%. Drone Shield, 197%. Dell, 185%. Rolls-Royce, 175%. Zip's back, 168% up.
Oh my goodness.
Lyft, 103% up. Adbri, the cement company,
Yep.
doubled in the last year. 100%.
Cement.
Yeah. Look, I think that's to say there's heaps of pockets of opportunity, and like if you're willing to do the work and try and find good opportunities, you can make plenty of money, whatever the market is doing.
Yeah.
But this got us thinking about the last 3 years, really, because from the highs of 2021. The market fell sharply, and I think a lot of people kind of fell out of love with stock picking and they retreated to safety or they left the market altogether. But the market bounced a lot sooner than people thought it did.
Yeah, it caught me by surprise. Yeah, it's kind of like, what is going on?
Well, what is going on is the market massively overreacted in the end of 2021, start of 2022.
Yeah.
And we missed a potentially generational buying opportunity in really well-known names.
Yeah. I mean, look, this is not to say that if you hadn't been invested, you've missed. Like, if you'd just been invested in the market, you've also done well. So don't take this segment as like you've missed out. But like,
don't read into this more than it is. It's just like, how crazy are some of these numbers?
Well, let's start with some honorable mentions, Ren. Snapchat.
Yeah, so Snap fell 90% and then was up 120%. Meta, not really a small company, but it fell 76%. It lost 3/4 of its value and then up 416% from then.
Yeah, huge.
Netflix, down 75%, then up 247%. These rebounds.
If you think about those two companies as well, even Snap, these were companies that had some bad stories around and were really sold off.
A lot of questions.
Yeah.
Shopify, down 85%, then up 196%. Like, these rebounds are just incredible. And that's not even our top 5. They're just the honorable mentions.
Let's start with number 5. Coming in is Palantir. So in January 2021 to December 2022, so that almost 12-month period or 2-year period, it was down 82%. Got smashed. Since December, it is up 240%.
Number 4 is Duolingo, the language training app. It peaked in December 21, then to December 22, down 66%. Since then, it's up 262%.
Wow, people love language.
No, my theory about Duolingo is it's the same business as gyms. It thrives on aspirational subscriptions.
100%. I could probably name 5 people I know who do that exactly.
Yeah.
Want to learn Italian or going overseas.
Yeah.
Need to learn the basics of Italian. Yeah.
Now, the other thing about Duolingo, really good on TikTok.
Is it?
Yeah, really memeified their mascot.
Okay, nice. Coming in at number 3, Spotify peaked in February 2021. It bottomed out in November of 2022, down a whopping 81%. Since then, it is rebounded to the tune of 386%.
Wild.
Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 2, Coinbase peaked in November 21, down 90% to January 2023. Since then, up 544%.
Unbelievable. Yeah. I would say, I'm pretty sure Craig from Crypto Curious podcast said it would be up 1,000% by the end of the year.
Yeah.
Is that right? I think.
Sounds like something he would
10
say.
bags,
Yeah.
I think he was saying. So he's halfway there. And then coming in at number 1, a roller coaster of a stock.
Oh, God.
This stock peaked in 2021. It then fell to a low in 2022 to the tune of 98.88%. It was down from $361 to $4.
Yeah.
We spoke about this because there are some analysts that completely got this company wrong.
Yeah.
However, it has rebounded 2,780%. Ren, what's the stock?
The stock is Carvana. Now, for people doing that maths in their head, for a stock falling 99% and then rising 2,780% is still about 2/3 down.
Yeah.
Like it fell from $361 to $4, and now it's back to $117. So you got to keep that in mind.
Yeah.
A lot of these stories, the companies aren't back to where they were in 2021. Like Duolingo's above where it was, but a lot of the others aren't. But I think my big takeaway from this is, first of all, when times are bad, that's when you've really got an opportunity. But if we look through all the inflection points where all these companies bottomed out, Snap was October 22, Meta was November 22, Netflix June 22, Shopify October 22, Palantir December 22, Duolingo December 22, Spotify November 22, Coinbase January 23, Carvana December 2022. And so I was like, oh, what were we doing in 2022? And like in October 2022, October, November, December, what were we doing? And I was like, well, we were doing FinFest and you were getting married. And so that was really, that distracted us from the generational buying opportunity. But if you think about the market at that time, there's like a delayed effect. Like it's not like in November 2021, people were like, the market's peaked and now it's falling and it's terrible. The euphoria continued well into 2022. That's how we got so many people at FinFest. It was like, people only started realizing in sort of the second half of 2022 that, the market's falling pretty precipitously here. And the first interest rate rise in Australia was in May 2022. So if you think like, even then, like one rate rise, we weren't really talking about inflation and interest rates as a story. It was really only in the back half of 2022 that we were like, oh, this is not great. And people were like, I might be done with investing. I'm losing a bit of money here. And people were panicking and the sentiment really changed. But that was when a lot of these stocks bottomed out.
Yeah.
And 2023 was really the year where people were feeling the pain and the sentiment was really high and everyone was talking about when we were going into recession. But if you look at these companies, and obviously I'm Captain Hindsight here looking back, but the companies had already bottomed out. And it's just such a reminder that like the market is forward looking and the market always overreacts and it overreacts quickly. So the market overreacted quickly on the downside and these companies sold off like 90%, but then they started going again.
Just like it may have overreacted on the upside at the start of this year, though.
Let's not worry about that. But it's just a reminder that like when you're feeling like everything is at its worst, that is probably the moment that you should be checking what's happening in the market.
Yeah, I mean, to be like, I reckon, unless you had a list of stocks that you continuously checked, this is where the whole momentum play. If you had some screens set up just to be like, these companies are really hitting their straps.
To be honest, though, it's not like they bounced quickly. They probably didn't have the strongest momentum. No. A lot of them like traded and like...
A 2,780% bounce in 12 months is pretty strong.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
Even 544%. Coinbase is one that you could probably look at and say, yeah, you know, there was an opportunity there regardless with the whole, you know, we know what happens.
The thing that really annoys me is I owned some of these companies like pre all of this,
decades
but
ago,
like
yeah.
pre like 2021 and 2020 as well. Like
Yeah.
Spotify and Shopify, I held all the way through this whole thing.
Yeah.
It's like, why didn't I just put more in? Like, I knew the companies, I believed in the companies.
You mean when it was down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Idiot.
Well, learning for next time.
Learning for next time.
time.
Assuming there will be a next time.
Yeah, 100%
Yeah,
there's
there
going to
will
be a
be.
next time.
Yeah.